Have you registered for an IELTS test for 2025, or are you planning to do an IELTS test in 2025? And are you struggling with some of the question types from the reading section of the test? Well, this video is perfectly made for you. That's because in this video, I'm going to explain a few things that you need to do to perform well in the reading section of the IELTS test in 2025. So let's get started without further ado. Number 1, learn in advance which questions to do first and which questions to do in the end. You'd better do questions true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, matching headings, matching endings, matching features, multiple choice, single answer, and some gap filling questions and answers to questions first, because their keywords are easy to find in the text. It's a lot easier to scan the keywords or synonyms of the questions, these questions in the text. So do these questions first. And also, the keyword strategy works for this type of question. So better do these questions first. However, never do questions like which paragraph contains the following piece of information and which two things are mentioned in the text. That's because in order for you to do these questions, you need to understand the whole text first. Number 2, directly write down the answers to the questions onto the reading answer sheet. That's just because in the listening test, candidates will be given 10 minutes to transfer their answers from the listening question booklet to the listening answer sheet. They think that they'll be given the same amount of time to transfer their answers from the reading question booklet to the reading answer sheet. However, that is far from true. Number 3, make sure that you write down the answers to the questions in the correct order. In the real test, during their nervousness, candidates often write down the answers to the questions in the wrong order. For example, they may write the answer for question number 5 in the box where they are supposed to write down the answer to question number 6. Do not make similar mistake. So make sure that you transfer the answers to the answer sheet in the correct order. Number 4, read the instructions carefully. If the instructions ask you to write no more than 2 words, make sure that you do not exceed the number of words you write for each answer. Also, think about the answer that must be the same as in the text. You cannot modify the answers. For example, if the answer is a singular noun, you cannot modify the noun into a plural noun. If you do so, even if your answer is correct, your answer will be marked incorrect. Number 5, practice questions from the official practice materials that are published by Cambridge University Press. Because some of the materials that are not published by Cambridge University Press may look appealing to you on their face value, you may be tempted to practice reading questions from these practice materials. However, these practice questions may not reflect the true nature of questions that really appear in the reading tests, because the questions that are collected in the practice materials published by Cambridge University Press are fair, valid, and reliable, because their fairness, validity, and reliability have been pre-tested and tested before they are published by Cambridge University Press. And finally, practice questions under time conditions. In the real test, you'll be given 60 minutes to do 40 questions in total, which amounts to 1.5 minutes that you allocate for each question. And if any particular question is taking a lot longer than that, you'd better leave that question and move on to the other question, because it's a lot better to do two questions, two easy questions in 3 minutes, then spend 4 minutes or 3 minutes on one particular question which is hard to solve. With this, we finally come to the end of today's lesson. If you do have any queries regarding the IELTS reading test or any questions about IELTS, please do feel free to ask me those questions in the comment section below. Until the next video, take care of yourself.